Hi, welcome back to our YouTube channel. My name is Claudia. On this video today, we're gonna discuss I saw some videos honestly, so I was like, I have to discuss this. So on one of the videos, the person was talking about how they are facing depression after relocating to Ireland. They regret everything. They wish they knew the truth before relocating to Ireland. And on the other one, what was the person talking about? But it was something similar as well. And the person was like, we are walking and the weather is not good enough for walking and everything is so hard. So today, let's talk about how did I make it, or how am I making it living in Ireland, and how am I not facing some of those challenges that other people are facing. So this is to help someone that is already in Ireland and feel like someone lied to them. It's not what they thought it was, and they are already regretting relocating to here. This might help them, and this might help someone else as well who is looking to relocate, but they are considering, or they are overthinking about the whole situation. Because guys, when you go on social media, you see things, those things they get into your mind, you start making decisions on that. So I just want to make it clear. So let's hope by the end of this video you understand what you need, or how can you make things work on your favor instead of having the systems that work against you. So let's get on to the video. I already introduced myself that my name is Gloria, but I feel like I should have to go a bit deeper today. So, a bit about me. I grew up in South Africa. I'm South African. I went to school in South Africa, college in South Africa. Then I relocated to Ireland. Then now I'm working and living in Ireland. I've been in Ireland for almost 5 years, or 5 years now. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere there, around 5 years. So I'm working as a civil engineering technician for the county council, and I have worked in Noah Healthcare as a care worker before. And where else did I work? I worked with the Dublin City Council before, and oh, those are my three jobs. I did some part-time jobs, but full-time permanent. Those are the three jobs that I did since I relocated to Ireland. So the other part-time jobs, they were just like weekend things that I do because I'm always busy, guys. I never sit down. So let's start by first things first. When I relocated, guys, at first I was picky because where I grew up and how I grew up, I was a bit like, not too much, but a bit spoiled in a way. So when you grow up at home and things are a bit easy, given to you, a bit easy, like I knew that you have to work hard in life, but there are certain things that I told myself that I'll never do this. Imagine doing this in life. But then relocating to Ireland, I had to put that aside, like, because I felt like they didn't understand my qualification. Went to different places because I was already having a diploma in civil engineering when I relocated, which in South Africa you can work in a lot of places with your diploma, which is like level 6 in civil engineering. But here in Ireland, it was not easy. It was not the same. So there's this thing in South Africa. Once you get your degrees and your masters and everything, some of the times you become overqualified and companies try to avoid you. They'll rather employ someone with level 6 that they know that they can employ them easy and work with them. So that was the difference that I noticed when I got to Ireland. Here in Ireland, every company that was employing civil engineering, they wanted level 7 or level 8 in civil engineering for you to just get in. So it was a bit of a change for me. Now that I can't get my job that I used to do in South Africa, that I know that, okay, I'm good at this, I had to start looking aside. So I remember I was once talking to someone saying, I will never do care. I will never do care. I kept on saying that. But at some point, I had to go and do care because I saw that, okay, things were getting tough. Things were getting out of hand in a way. I didn't have money, and I was now facing that depression that a lot of people talk about. I was facing that depression. I was stressing. Like every day, I felt like I have no purpose. I saw my career falling. English, guys. I saw my career like slipping out of my fingers because at that point, I have to go back to university to get my level 8. And you have to register for university. It's a long process. It was a long process to just I had to first register with the central application office. I made a video on that as well. and wait for 1 year, then get universities to contact me. I didn't even know if they will accept me with my South African qualifications. I had to prove myself a lot. Guys, it was so hard, to be honest. It was stressful. But I told myself that I'm not gonna let this like destroy me, and I'm not gonna lose my career over this. I'm gonna continue fighting for my career, but at the same time, because right now I cannot do what I really want to do. I am gonna do what I have to do to survive. So that's when I started looking for healthcare jobs. I was still a bit picky because I was like, I will never go to a nursing home. I will never go to this. So I was looking for healthcare jobs that are like in housing support or what. So that's why I had to work with NOAA. NOAA was my opportunity to work, while at least I'm not really into that care that I was scared of. If so, some people know it, they know it. The one that I was really scared of, I won't really say it. But yeah, so after doing all that, my life started getting like back to position. As someone who's always working hard, I was pushing myself, I was working hard in that company. I remember at some point they wanted to, everyone around me, they kept on saying, apply to be a manager, apply to be a team leader, apply to be a PIC. So I got even confused. Should I now change my career and focus on this, or should I continue fighting for my civil engineering, because that's what I love. That's what I always wanted to do. So from that state, I was already out of overthinking and overstressing about my career, overthinking about money and everything. I was already having money in my pocket by not choosing. So that's my first point that I want to focus on, that you should not be too much picky. Try to do, yes, you can be picky, because sometimes you say I don't want to be too much picky and you end up throwing yourself anyway, you're still going to be depressed again on that, because doing something that you don't love, guys, is still going to depress you at the end of the day. So don't be too much picky, but have a direction. So even if you have to drink dirty water today, even if you have to do this, know that I have a direction and I'm going towards this point and I am going to reach it. Once you put something like that in your brain, it's going to work. You won't fail. You won't stop anyway. Because for me, it worked. Today, I'm working on that job. And also, most everyone told me, and one thing about me, once you tell me that you can't work with the county council, you are a foreigner, you are what, that's what I want to do. So some people, they were telling me that you cannot not work with the Dublin City Council because they are racist, they want only Irish, they want, I was like, I am gonna work there, and I did it because I fought and worked towards doing that. Then the other point that I will put onto this, Island, guys, is not really depressing as people put it. What makes a lot of people get depressed sometimes is the way of you live your life, if I put it like that. So if you are someone like me, even if I had friends in South Africa, I was not that person who wakes up in the morning and call a friend and say, how are you? What are we doing today? I was not that person who wakes up during the day and be like, friend, I'm bored. Where can we go? What can we do? In the evening, you are around your friends. So I was never that person. But I understand that there are other people that are like that. So now, when you are a person that you wake up, you want to be around your friends, you want to talk to friends, you want to have a community around you. Sometimes it can be a bit tough in Ireland, because you remember, you are living your own country, where you are used to your friends, where you are used to your family members, you are used to almost everything. Then relocating to Ireland, there is different culture. I know that, for an example, at work, when I'm sitting with, at work, I'm the only black person. Okay, but yeah, it doesn't matter. So when we are sitting around, sometimes we sit just to talk, have fun, and we joke around. We, have like a social conversation. That thing, to me, it's a bit heavy, because I am not like that. But some people, they want something like that almost every day of their life. But then I have noticed that even if I was not always like that, when I was in South Africa, when there was a social conversation around my family members, friends, we're sitting together, we're having fun, sometimes I could blend in more compared to now that I'm in Ireland. So at work, when we're having those social conversations, they can sometimes make a joke and They laugh, while least I don't even understand what was the joke, what are they laughing at? So the jokes are totally different. So now this is a different culture that is now coming in. So you have to be aware of that, guys, whether you like it or not. You can't expect the same culture that you had in your country to be exactly the same in a different country. It won't be the same. You won't have those friends that you wake up every day, you wake up calling, saying. And another thing in South Africa, I noticed that because a lot of people are not working, it's okay to wake up. We call it a gas, a location, to wake up, have people always around available for drinks, for barbecue, for anything. It's easy because they are always there. But here, everyone wakes up, they go to work, they have things to do. Almost everyone has a schedule that is put in place. So it was a new change for me that I noticed, but it was not too hard for me to blend in to that change, because always I was someone that focuses on themselves, focuses on their own route, and never really checks, oh friend, what are you doing today? What When friends have plans, they can go on with their plans. If I want to be part of the plans, that's when I can say, oh, now I need a break from my work, I need a break from my business. I'm gonna call my friends and find out what they are doing this weekend so I can be with them. So I'm the person that is like that all the time. So try to find a balance on that and see where you fall in. If you know that you always around friends, you always, like, you wake up every day, you can't spend a day without calling your friend to say, let's go do this, let's do this, let's do. You want to be always doing things with people around you. Chances are that you might struggle a lot when you relocate to Ireland. So try to focus on that and see if you can do it. Because I always say it again, this is not for everyone, guys. Not everyone was meant or to relocate to Europe and survive and be okay. Some people, they are meant to be in South Africa forever because that's where their roots are, and that's where their comfort is. We all have different, even in the Bible, God was taking some people from a certain place and making them travel a long distance to put them in a certain place, because God was saying, you don't belong here, you belong somewhere else. So it's not everyone that can move that belongs there. Sometimes you feel like, oh, I don't belong here, then you go back to the other city. So it's always advisable for you not to feel stuck in any place. If you feel like, okay, now I relocated to Ireland and this is not what I want, you can move back to South Africa. I don't know, again, those people that are always making videos complaining, oh, this is not what I want, this is not, people lied to me. Why don't you just like move back? I won't really answer for them on that because I don't understand why. But if it was me, my happiness comes first. My own um direction of life comes first. If I feel like I have no direction in a certain area, I move. I won't think twice. I won't be posting on social media complaining. I'll just move and say, this is not my life. I'm gonna go to that place, and when I get there, if I have a life, I'm gonna have a life. Then what's the other thing that I wanted to discuss? I think on some of the videos I already explained to people how to get to university, because I'm still studying further. I'm still doing, I want to get to my doctorate, guys. And what else? Housing crisis is everywhere. It's a lot, it's hard, but there is still a way you can find a place to rent, especially if you are working well, you have your pay slips, you have everything in order, you're gonna get a house. For me, I have moved to different places. I lived in Auckland before. I relocated. I went to Dublin to live in Dublin. From Dublin, now I'm in Longford. If I feel like tomorrow I want to go and live in Sligo, my friends are always laughing at me saying, you are always moving. Within 3 months, we might find out that you have moved. Because if I feel like I'm not happy in a place, I move, I pack my things, I go. I won't sit in whatever that I'm not happy in. So that's me. So to summarize everything that I feel like makes me okay and makes me feel fine, is number one, that I always had a purpose, and my purpose was to push my career. I always told myself that, well, no matter what it takes, I won't stop on my career until, even if it means, because that's another thing. So people say I left Nigeria. I meet a lot of people saying this. I left Nigeria I was a doctor in Nigeria. I was an engineer in Nigeria. They mentioned these big careers that they were doctors and engineers in Nigeria, but now they are in Europe. They are just care workers and they are no longer happy. They are depressed. They are going through a lot. So to me, when I take it, When I ask them, why is that you can't go back to engineering here in Ireland? They're like, no, these people, they want me to go back to school. These people want me to prove a lot of things. These people. But guys, let's be honest again. If it was you employing someone that is coming from a different culture, a different background, you're not even sure if they know what they are doing. What were you going to do? Take a chance on them, which is in Ireland to hire someone, it's expensive. To get rid of someone, just to fire someone. Oh, I'm even scared to say that word because you cannot just wake up and say you are fired. You cannot just do that. You're gonna lose money, a lot of money. You're gonna go through. It's expensive to fire someone. So Irish companies, they won't take a chance on someone that looks like, or that they don't know if you say a company employing you, they have done their research, they have did everything, they are sure now that okay, this person is gonna come here and make a difference and it's gonna work. When they feel like, we're not sure about your qualifications, we're not sure about your culture, we're not sure about a lot of things, now what if we hire you and we find out that you don't know what you are doing? What's gonna happen? So they won't take a chance. But believe me, once you start working on proving yourself, whether it's going back to school, myself, I'm studying right now. And I don't know, I went back to school not just to be hired, but also to push because I always wanted to get my doctorate in engineering. So I didn't go back to school just to make the Irish industry see that I'm willing to work hard. I also went back to school to push myself because it was always my dream to get up to that level. So we always said it with my friend that I wanna wear the red gown whenever we're in South Africa. Like, hey, the red gown, we're getting there. So I feel like for someone that will be saying I'm from Nigeria, I won't do this, I won't go back to school. I won't. If you won't do it, but you want them to believe you that you already have a qualification, that doesn't make sense. To you, maybe it makes sense, but to me, on the side, it doesn't make sense. You went to school 5 years, yes, in your country. Now you have relocated to Ireland. They're like, okay, we see your qualifications, but we're not sure. We're not. How about if they say do a course or go and do exams or go and do something? You go and do it because whatever that you're going to do, it might take 1 year, it might take 2 years. It hardly takes for someone that already had a degree from their own country. Even if you go to university and say I want to study further, I want to register something, they will never start you from year one. They always jump you to year three, year four, or they give you certain exams to write. So how about you do that and see what's going to happen? Because once you show that, oh, I always had a degree from Nigeria, then I came to Ireland, I registered level 9, you had level 8, which was a degree from your Nigeria. Then you came to Ireland, you're like, okay, I want to get a job, but I want to continue maybe studying and doing something because, guys, growth doesn't stop. You keep growing. Then you registered for your level 9. Now go to any engineering company and say, I have level 8 from Nigeria and I have my 1 year level 9 here in Ireland that I got, and see if they won't hire you. I dare you to go out and do that and see if they won't hire you. But you find someone saying, they want me to go back to school. I will never go back to school. You won't go back to school for 1 year, but you're going to work in a job that you don't like for for the rest of your life, because some of them, they end up working in that healthcare for over 20 years. Now you are stuck in healthcare for over 20 years. I'm not saying healthcare is a bad job, but I'm saying this because the person that I was talking to was complaining that they are working in healthcare and it's not for them and it's not what they want when they are qualified with engineering qualifications. But now you are stuck in that. Why? Because you can't just take 1 year to prove yourself, to show them who you are, to show them that you have the qualifications because you deserve them. So another example that I have on this, it's my driver's license. I do not know why every time I have to do things always get hard for me. God will be trying to show me something. I don't know why. So normally with the South African driver's license, you can always get to Ireland, you give it to them and you change, they give you the Irish driver's license. But with me, when I was trying to change, there were a lot of problems that were coming up with my driver's license. At first, they were saying they can't get it on the system or something. I don't know why. Then later on, they said the driver's license has been approved, everything has been done, it's gonna come to my address because in Ireland everything is done by post. I waited, my license never came. I went back to them, they were like, oh, the license was never processed. I'm like, process it. Then they're telling me that they need more documents. They need, you know what I did? I went and started writing my learner's license. I was like, I won't follow these people to change this because when I got my license in South Africa, I did it straight. I never paid anyone. I never bought any license. So if it means I need to do it again, I can do it. And I won't even take more than 6 months to do it because I know how to drive, number one. Number two, doing a learner's test for me, someone can give me a book right now, even if I didn't study for it. I'm sure I'm going to pass that. So I was like, I am going to do this. I registered my learner's license. I went there. I did the test. I got total. I got total on that test. Then I submitted it to NDLS. I was like, look, I did the learners as I'm done, and now I'm restarting my license. That license that you guys have been processing, because they had given me the license number now. So it was going to affect on the system because now I'm starting with a new license, but I already have a license number that I have a license on the system. So it was going to affect. So I was going to be stuck waiting for them, or I was going to start a new one. I told them, block it, close it. I'm starting again. As I was starting again, within 1 week, they sent me back my license. They were like, you don't have to start again because your license was already approved. They sent me my license within a week. But look at this. When I was still following, maybe they thought this person, the license is not good. I don't know what they were thinking. But when I was still following, things were hard. They were asking for more documents. They were, the minute I stopped, I was like, I wrote my learner's license. I got, here's the results. I have my results. Now I'm going to start testing and doing my test, and I'm going to pass that test, and I'm going to get a new license. That one that you have, close it. Then they gave me the license. So I feel like that thing gave me a way of saying, oh, so this is how the world works. When people feel like you don't know what you're doing, you don't know what you have, you are desperate, you are begging, they make things hard for you. But the minute you get up and say, I did civil engineering before, I know what I'm doing. If you guys don't trust my qualifications, I'm going to go write any exam that you want me to write. Or I can go back to school and redo it again. Because yes, I studied for 4 years. But if I were to do it again because I have to prove myself, I don't mind. Bring it on. I can do it again. Because that 4 years is better than having my whole life stuck on a job that I don't like and end up being depressed and not being happy and worried about a lot of things. So the other thing is a car. Guys, always when you're gonna relocate, just make sure that you can drive so that as soon as you relocate, you can buy a car and you can know where you're driving to, the distance from your work and to the place. Because with this weather, that's another thing that will lead you to depression. You can't drive, you're now relocated, you can't buy a car, and you have to travel to work. The buses, they will leave you on the bus stop. You'll be running for a bus. Hey, I'm here. They will leave you. So it happens a lot in Ireland. So that's it on this video, guys. I hope I wasn't too long, but I just wanted to try to make you see that you can use your qualifications. It doesn't matter which country your qualification is from, it can work. If you need to prove yourself for that 1 year or 2 years, but it's better than you being stuck forever. And get your things together and try to have a purpose. Because guys, in this world, we all live for a purpose. If you're gonna say, I want to be healthy for my kids, I'm gonna go to the gym every day, then you have a purpose to wake up to. You want to be healthy for your kids, you go into the gym. If you say, I want to get to my studies and I want to get to this level and I will continue studying while it's working, you have a purpose. Guys, the way God created us so that we wake up in the morning with a purpose that we're going to hunt, we're going to keep moving. So that's how your body is. Keep on hunting, keep on moving. The minute you sit down and you relax and you have nothing to do, that's when you're going to take your phone and send videos on social media saying, someone in South Africa, don't relocate to Ireland, it's depressing, look at me, I'm on the couch, it's so bad. It's because you never put a purpose on your life. That's what I think. But don't come for me, guys. I'm not saying everyone has no purpose. I'm saying, for me, I put a lot of purpose. My career, my kids, I wanted to be there for my kids, I wanted to be healthy for my kids. So I always have a lot to do. Sometimes 24 hours is not even enough for me, for my business, for the kids, for my family, for my career, going to university. I always have a lot. I never get any depressed. And I would advise anyone that wants to have a good career, and because there are a lot of opportunities in Ireland when you are willing to work hard for them. So I always advise people. This is why I started this channel, to say, if you feel like you have a purpose and you want opportunities, they are opportunities. Compared to South Africa, I used to work hard in South Africa, but I never landed the same opportunities that I landed in Ireland with the same hard work that I was putting in South Africa. So if you know you are hardworking and you are willing to change your life and you have a direction in life, I promise you, if you relocate, I'm not saying everyone should, but if you relocate because that's what you want, you will never regret it. If you just come to Ireland because you have an auntie in Ireland, because you have a sister in Ireland, now that's when you're gonna find yourself stuck because you didn't really plan this. You just went because everyone was just going. It's not a fashion, guys, to say, now I'm in Europe, now I'm in Africa. If you want to make that a fashion, then that's when you're going to end up with nothing on your hands. Thank you, guys, and don't forget to follow our channel. This video was mostly about me. I just wanted to answer certain things, and the next video will be talking about obvious career opportunities and job opportunities in Ireland.